Hi, it's Kim here, the Forge America National Director. I'm just sending this out to everyone in our tribe. It was so good to be with most of you at Centralise. Those of you who came, I want to thank you for serving. So many of you just volunteered and served. I want to especially thank you for your generosity. I know every person bought a ticket, and because of that, we were able to break even at Centralise. That was incredibly generous, and without you, we couldn't have done it. I think it was an incredible time for our tribe. I felt like it was a tipping point for those who are part of Forge America and for those who are part of the missional movement. And I really think something happened in the kingdom of God that God was really pleased with. And I'm so glad that we could be part of that. I have had some thoughts in Centralise, and I just want to share them with you. I think there's two things that are going to hold our entire movement together: the Forge Mission Training Network right across the globe, both here in America and in every country. And it's this: I think it's a commitment to the DNA. And if you are on the Forge team, if you're part of the Forge tribe, if you're going through Forge, it's really, really important that you are reading and reflecting in the middle of your context every chance you can get. That you really do believe in the Missio Dei, that you believe in the incarnational missional impulse, that you are reading everything that Alan Hirsch and Mike Frost and others have written, not because we just want you to be brainiacs and have all this information, but because you believe it in your soul, because you're wrestling with the material, because one of our kind of unique learning factors at Forge is intellectual rigor. And so it's important that you believe the stuff, that you've wrestled with it, that you can teach it, not just regurgitate it, but it leaks from you. And so I really want to challenge you on the DNA. Have you read The Forgotten Ways? Do you know the 6 elements of the MDNA? Have you read The Shaping of Things to Come? And have you worked through it to a place where you could teach others about it? The DNA is what is going to keep our movement growing without mutating and compromising. The DNA is what holds us together. But it's not the only thing. It's very important. I'd say it's one of the pillars of our movement. The other one is relationship. I'm absolutely convinced that it is genuine, authentic relationships and friendships that are going to hold us together with the DNA. If we are a radical tribe, a fellowship of freaks, as Deb Hirsch calls us, who believes in this sending impulse, this theology of place, of submerging and staying and advocating and caring for the poor and the marginalized, for translating the gospel wherever we go in the context that God has sent us, if we are carriers of the good news and bringing about the kingdom of God and shalom, the tangible kingdom, well, it is done through people. And as I look at our movement as we're growing and growing and all this interest in Forge, I am absolutely convinced that we need to maintain an unleader posture. I want you all, I'm asking you all if you'll read Unleader. Not just because Lance Ford wrote it and he's part of our tribe, though I think that's really, really good. But because as we grow and grow and grow, not everyone can be connected to Alan Hirsch and Mike Frost. It's what they wrote, and they founded Forge, and they're an incredible gift the way they get around. But you cannot be part of the Forge tribe because you're going to get access to a Hirsch or a Frost. And I think reading Unleader is going to cause us to continue to serve each other. And I think it is part of the DNA, and I think it talks about relationship. It's relationships. And so I'm going to challenge you all. I'm asking you all now, would you really commit to praying for one another? Not just, yeah, he said praying, but not really. I mean really praying. By name for each hub. Would you call other hub leaders? Would you make the decision now in the next 12 months, beside just coming to Centralise, to go visit one hub, to reach out to someone else and connect with them, to cheer them on? I think that if we can continue to build strong relationships in America and across the world, I'm talking from America, but whether you're in Australia or Canada or Russia or Germany or the UK, wherever Forge is happening and expanding and growing, I think it's the commitment to relationships that's going to hold us together. DNA and relationships will see a missional movement across the globe, and I'm absolutely convinced that we are stewards in God's time in the history of the church. Let's really believe in this DNA. Not just regurgitate it, but let's believe it. And let's have authentic relationships that last a lifetime. Let's eat and laugh and share together. You know, I was recently in Dallas with Mike and Alan at some meeting, and it was great. We got lots of really strategic things done. But one of the highlights for me was meeting Ryan and Laura, our Forge Dallas directors, and they're on our national team, sitting and eating with the residents from last year, who are all now coaches this year. This is why I moved my family across the ocean, was to see a movement of residents who would disciple others because they believe in the DNA and they've found a community, a tribe. God bless you. I love you all. I'm praying for you. Let's continue to be unleaders, and let's continue to partner in God where He's already at work. See you soon.